vital leaders and stakeholders by Dr. Kendra Johnson. The purpose of this evaluation is to evaluate the effectiveness and efficiency with which the program is achieving its target goal. So what that means is this evaluation to see if this program is going to achieve the goals that they set aside for their company and their organization. So this is what I'm doing evaluation on. Assessing the satisfaction and participation of participants in implementation, inform leadership on the continuation of the program, scaling up of the program, or redesigning of the program, encourage accountability and transparency of stakeholders, assist in making decisions on future intervention based on data, tie the outcomes of the appraisal to the missions and strategies of the organization. Okay, evaluation questions and rationale. These are the questions that you ask that I recommend to see if your company has achieved these goals, or by using data. How well has the program been in a position to achieve the intended outcomes? Are the program activities being done as planned? What is the effectiveness of resource allocation and use? Satisfaction with services we see among the participants? What have been the contextual factors that have affected program effectiveness? Both of the questions focus on process and result elements. Questions are aligned with evaluation standards and the needs of stakeholders. Each is designed to generate actionable recommendations. So these questions here also tells if the program has been effective, what needs to be done to get the program effective, how satisfied are the customers or the participants with the program. The evaluation plan matrix here. This is the plan here. This is what I use to evaluate the number of participants. This is the indicators, the number of completed activity versus plan, the cost per participant served, mean satisfaction score, identifying bearers, facilitators. This is the data source. This is the collection method. I use post and pre and post surveys. I do interviews. I do budget reviews. I do online survey tools. I do thematic analysis, okay? I do all these things to determine and to evaluate programs to see how effective it is. Sampling and recruitment. Population, those who participate in the program, staff and staff holders. Who am I going to survey in that program? What is my demographic? Who does this program affect? Who's going to participate in this program? So I would like to do a sampling technique, propulsive interview sampling, and stratified random survey sampling, okay? The recruitment process will be done through emails, programs, and portals. So what I do, I will send an invitation to do surveys. Now, if they're under the age of 18, you have to go through a vendor to get permission for those students to participate. However, doing this, because I'm doing an evaluation on a company, I would not use, there's no need for me to use minors under 18, okay? I would, with this kind of data, I want to do a quantitative data because it deals with numbers, telling me what I need to know, how many participated, okay? The ethical procedures were in line with institutional review board procedures. So after you get done with that, you have to go in front of, it has to be submitted to the IRB board to determine if it was ethical. It's a few steps. When I did my doctorate, I had to go through these kind of steps to be approved before I could move on with my survey. Data collection procedure. The way I'm going to collect data is you can do it through quantitative surveys. Like I say, it focuses on how many participate, deals with quantitative, deals with numbers. The people in your neighborhood are not in neighborhood, but the neighborhood of the company are the people that going to use the company, okay? Scoring instruments like people who gonna score at 5, 4, 3, 2, how well the company is organized, how is their customer service. So that's what I will use. Timeline, I have to have a timeline where I want all this survey information to come to me so I can put the data together. Instrument and measurements, participation, satisfaction survey, staff interview guide, outcome tracking form. So during this process, I will have a tracking form, okay? Sample survey questions. The program was as I had expected, strongly disagree, disagree, it was great, above, great. Quantitative feedback is obtained through open-ended questions. The instruments that were used were refined reversions of the instruments used as validated instruments in prior studies. Data analysis procedure. This is the procedures I would do to collect data, quantitative data, descriptive statistics, like I say, numbers, tests, and regression analysis, quantitative data, okay, checking to validate data through translation, graphs, and dashboards. I like to use graphs. You will see that in a few minutes to show the results so people can see the visual effect on how the graph works, what is going on, what's the results from my analysis. Yeah. Reporting and dissemination, reporting phases, interim, midterm, and final. Here we go. Personal reports to the stakeholders, funds, and the community. So not only will I give this report to the people who participated, it will also, I will give it to the stakeholders who's part of this, the community who's part of this, and whoever, okay? Publication in the form of presentation, okay, and dashboard. Open access summaries were used to facilitate transparency. I'm gonna give out recommendation based on my survey and my data, prioritize for implementation, feasibility, stakeholders and responsibilities. Here I give everybody on the evaluation team their part, what the program director part is, oversees the evaluation, implementation, and resource allocation, the evaluation team, the program staff, support, participant, recruitment, and logistics, participants, funders, and community partners. Reporting and dissemination, reporting phases, intern, midterm, and final. This is just publication in the form of presentation. I'm going, if I want to do a publication of my results, of what my finding, make sure I have the proper tools I need to have it open access where other people can read the feedback on what I have accomplished and what I have discovered. Stakeholders and responsibilities. Here, we talked a bit here, what they would do, okay? Limitations, ethics, and risk mitigation. Here, these are the things and risks that I need to make sure that's ethical, make sure there's no data breach, make sure that the authors are lined up or put all the people that perform in the data on this here to make sure that everything is prioritized, make sure I have everything that I need to continue the survey or to perform this survey. Okay. And that's it, guys. Thank you.